Snoopy. Good morning, little guy.
If days like these last with one another, with the feeling pass, would you find out with me if it all starts to crumble? We'll search the pieces for a hope or a mumble. It's not for me to decide if I should be the one by your side. And hope we know when it's better to say goodbye. You ever wonder if we know what's best for one another? Are we just another project?
Hi. I don't know what this video is about yet, but as of right now, it's just morning. And we're gonna make coffee. We already stepped on 2 blueberries this morning. So I think my partner was in a little bit of a rush. We compost in this house. I'm not sure if I have anything to say yet. You know, I really value slow mornings, and I really recognize that it's a privilege and a gift and a way that I have organized my existence after a really, really long time of having to get up pretty early and work really long days. I just knew it wasn't for me. And I can remember so many mornings opening my eyes at like 6 and being like, one day, one day I will find work that allows me to get up whenever I want. There's something on my camera. There we go. Because I've always hated waking up early. Ooh, coffee. Yes. And so here we are. getting up at 7:45. And every day that I get to wake up without an alarm, I'm so grateful for. It's like, I feel like there are things, I'm using whipping cream. I feel like there are things that we're grateful for and then they kind of ebb and flow and we forget. But for me, this isn't one of them. It really just like sticks with me. It's a thought I have every day, like, oh my God, oh my God, this schedule that I am allowed to exist within actually suits me. And I just, yeah, such a gift, such a gift. So we made this little coffee bar, I'll show you. And so this wall was just empty before my partner made these shelves back when we lived in Seattle. We had them in our apartment before, and so I had the idea of putting a couple of them here, and then I put these hooks in to hang our mugs, and yeah, it just created a lot of space. I have some syrups down here, and today we're gonna do, let me put my camera down. We're gonna do this new combo I've been liking. It's 2 pumps of chai and 1 pump of hazelnut. And we don't have a microwave, so I just put my milk in this little can thing, and I put it right on the stove. And then I froth it. And in she goes. Anyway, like I said, I value slow mornings, and I value quiet in the mornings. Sometimes I listen to music, but mostly I always spend the first part of my day pretty quiet. And it's finally starting to feel like fall in the mornings here. It's really cool out and it's just nice. It just feels nice in the mornings. And my partner goes to school pretty early in the mornings. And so I'm often alone in the mornings. And that is very much how I like it. I think there's a very big adjustment that happens when you start sharing a space. And I think something that I really missed was waking up alone. And maybe that sounds strange. I'm not sure. I don't think it does, but what do I know? But I love waking up alone. I think I've shared so many rooms with people, and just like working at summer camps and outdoor ed and just all these things, I just have shared so much space, which I really value as well. God, but waking up alone, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Just, oh, it's one of my like just greatest joys. And I think the balance that we have is nice because he gets up earlier than I do to go to school. And so he's there for a little bit, but then I kind of get to go back to sleep for a little bit and then re-wake up. And it makes the days where he doesn't go to school more special, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything. I think that's important to remember. For my sake, for your sake. I don't know anything. Beautiful. Look at these tomatoes. And I got this beautiful bowl at the thrift store. And they smell so good. Ugh. That's delicious. That's truly delicious. I think let's continue this chat in a different location. This is a good spot. I like this spot a lot. It's funny. There's no one here, but I suddenly feel self-conscious. You know, this is really nice, but I just can't chat out here. And that's okay. That's better. Do you ever feel blank and contemplative all at once? Like you're open to thinking and considering things, except you just have no thoughts. And I don't know if there's like this pressure that I've created to be interesting, which very much calls to mind like childhood. The deeply rooted belief that like I am intolerable and no one likes me, or that I'm like merely tolerated. So like doing really weird things. There you go. Sorry, I had to adjust the thing. Camera's driving crazy. Anyway, from that like limiting belief that I was merely tolerated, I would like consume as much media and just anything that would make me, God, more interesting. I just wanted to be more interesting. And I thought if I had interesting things to share that weren't about myself, that I would be more well liked. And I have no confirmation of the success of that. And this is something I did like well into my 20s. It's like if I've just listened to every podcast, then A, I will never have to talk about myself. And B, people will be so interested in like hearing all the cool things that I can share that they won't realize I'm horrible. I'm laughing because saying that out loud sounds ridiculous, right? Like it sounds ridiculous, but I truly believed it. I feel goofy this morning. And these are my morning thoughts. Maybe the other thing that I think heavily about is, and this is gonna sound maybe really off for some people, maybe super relatable for a lot of people. Let's hear me out. Television, specifically television. And I think movies can do a similar thing, but I'm talking specifically about television here because of the longevity of like a series like Friends or Grey's Anatomy. Okay, so television as a form of therapy, and not like a clinical form of therapy, but like I haven't had health insurance since I moved to Idaho. And honestly, I've gone most of my adult life without health insurance. And even when you do have health insurance, getting mental health support is really challenging. Like it's just not a freaking thing, which is so sad. Like my personal experience is like finding safe ways to process my emotions is really helpful. And I think I started doing it in high school where I just watched a lot of TV. I've always watched a lot of TV. I'm like an only child of a single parent. I've always watched a lot of TV. And like in reflection, I really think that for me, TV has provided me this very like specific and finite and safe space to process my emotions via other people, essentially, like these characters. So processing like kind of destructive and harmful emotions in a way that is harmless. Like, these are characters, there's no harm to them. I can like empty myself into them without them knowing, without any baggage, without anything. So I can like empty myself into these characters. I can process my emotions, and I can kind of like ride the waves of life, because like TV shows are so dramatic and over exaggerated that you really get to like explore the is it gambit? You get to explore like the whole world of human emotions. And like, especially a show like, for me, Grey's Anatomy, it's like, if I'm feeling myself start to dip into depression, I will almost immediately start Grey's Anatomy, because it keeps me from hitting a low. It allows me to stay at a level of function, because I actively and daily essentially get to really work through some things. And like, obviously it's not every episode, but like, if you've ever watched the show, it's like someone is dying or crying every episode. And so I don't really know fully why I started this tangent. It's just like something I've been really like ruminating on. And maybe it's like a means to justify why I watch so much TV. But like, I think of a show like The L Word, and that show changed my life. And like, it is so problematic. And I saw this TikTok where someone was like, gosh, yeah, The L Word is horrible. It's terrible acting. It makes me homophobic, and I love it. It really, I mean, I think it just highlights like the issue, like lack of representation just across the board for anyone who's not, you know, it's a different conversation. You know what I mean? But like, that show changed my life. Like, I don't think, I had never even considered that I might like women until I watched The L Word. And I was like, I don't know. I think TV is special and beautiful in a way that a lot of, I don't know, forms of media haven't really affected me. And I love movies. Like, I love movies, but they end. They end so quickly. It's never enough for me. Like, if I feel like satisfied at the end of a movie, that was a good movie. I'm so grateful for shows that have given me space to explore myself without doing harm. And I think that's really powerful and really important. And yeah, Grey's has been a big one, The L Word. Honestly, like shows like True Blood. I just think the expansion of self takes so many different forms. And I think people are kind of maybe surprised when they meet me first as like this yoga teacher, or they meet me like outside of whatever, this part of myself. And then they're surprised to find out that I watch like a significant amount of television. But I think it's wholesome. Like, I have found so much catharsis and healing and spiritual significance in shows, and I found my capacity expanded and my joy expanded in so many ways. And I think one of the reasons that we push for so much representation is because like TV has such an effect, and like it reaches so many people and could really like change the current of a culture. I just think it's powerful. I am so curious to know, I guess specifically, I mean really about anything, but like really about like TV and media, or if there's any other like containers that you feel that you're able to just kind of like fill up. And I don't think TV is a replacement for therapy, and I really love therapy, but I've not always been able to afford it. And so sometimes you have to find other ways. It definitely takes a lot longer. But yeah, I'm just curious to know if like you relate at all, if there are parallels that you see to anything yeah, I guess just like let me know your experience, and thank you for being here. And I hope that this was pleasant, because it was pleasant for me. And so I'll be here until next time. Goodbye.